What's going on, YouTube? Well, as you can tell, my name is Reverend Evan Sackett, as you probably have known that I say in every single fucking video that I do. But today I have a very important topic to talk about, and that is called individuality, but on a different level than what I usually talk about. Alright, I need an example to start this off. We put our trust and our confidence in a lot of different institutions in America. There are certain institutions that we place all of our confidence in. Now, can you tell me what some of those institutions are? Let's see. Hospitals, doctors, lawyers, judges, parole officers, if you're on parole, some cases wardens, especially psychiatrists, drug rehab counselors. These are the people we place all of our trust into, and we listen to these people because we think that they are right. But let me explain something to you. The more intelligent people in the world realize one thing, and that is these people that we place all of our trust and confidence into are nothing more than human beings. And what is a human being capable of doing? Making a mistake. And what do we know about human beings? None of them are perfect. So, no one is going to come up to me and give me that superior, I'm holier than you attitude, because I will not tolerate it. I'm an educated person. I'm an accomplished person. I'm not going to stand here and say that I've accomplished this or that, but I am a published author, and no one's going to tell me that I'm a worthless piece of shit, because I'm not. And I'm not going to tell anyone else that they're a worthless piece of shit, because they're not. I saw a man the other day who was wearing rugged clothes, had a long beard, and you would think that this guy crawled out of a dumpster. He walked into the store and wanted to purchase some diesel fuel, so I took him up front and I gave him to one of the clerks. You know what happened? This guy pulled out his ID to show us his ID so he could sign a check, and he was a doctor, physician. Very unusual situation. But getting back to the point. In life, there are a lot of people who are afraid to trust themselves. They don't want to trust their own intuitions because they believe that someone else is right and they are wrong, because they don't want to put stock in themselves. And this is the wrong attitude to have. You should always trust yourself and your own confidence at any given time, and no one has the right to override that. People will try to say, I know better, you don't, you need to do this, you need to do that, you shouldn't be in this certain treatment, you shouldn't be taking fucking hydrocodones and pain pills, you shouldn't be in methadone treatment, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And that's when you stop and say, alright, let me explain something to you, pal. Are you a police officer? Am I doing anything illegal? Well, until that situation changes, stay the fuck out of my business. I do not need your advice. I would rather not have your advice. And the bottom line is, if you see eye to eye with these individuals that criticize and condemn you constantly, day after day, you will slowly start to realize that you are on the exact same level as they are, because they are nothing more than streetwise individuals that may be expertise in their direction, but you have your expertise in your particular field, whether it be welding, whether it be flying, whether it be Army, infantry training, whatever it is that you do, you are an expert in your field. And these people are experts in their field, and let them stick to their fields. But just because they're a doctor or they make more money than you doesn't mean that they're better than you. And a lot of people cannot realize this fact. The bottom line is you are only as confident as you portray yourself as being. If you portray yourself as the world as an equal, and that you are an omphanon that is equal to everyone else, you will be equal. If you walk around the world listening to other people, never listening to yourself, and going around thinking that you're wrong and everyone else is right, then you're going to be viewed as a worthless piece of shit that has absolutely no self-confidence. And this is another thing that irritates me. An individual told me the other day, when I mentioned to him that I found this girl that I had a crush on for 13 years, he told me, alright, you need to focus on your own life. You need to focus on your girls. You need to focus on your goals. And girls do nothing but get in the way. Until you get yourself together, don't be looking for a girl. I was highly offended by this. I didn't say anything to him, but I was very offended by this. The bottom line, as I'm asking this guy, what business is it of yours? Why did I even tell you to begin with? The thing is, that girl is my business, not yours. And the military, this is where something else comes in. The military will take young men and convince them of this fact. They will convince them that they do not need women and that they shouldn't have women to begin with because it interferes with their thought process. So they take these young men, they stick something called saltpeter in their food and their drinks, and they make them drink it and they make them eat it. And you know what happens? These men become impotent. They become sterile. They become incapable of maintaining an erection. The stress and the saltpeter has completely killed all of their sexual desires, and they are no longer men. They can shoot a gun, by God. They strap the gun in their hands. Bam, bam, bam. They can shoot that fucking gun, but they can't fuck because their balls have been placed into a jar and they've been taken saltpeter, they are now chemically castrated and incapable of performing sexual activity in any manner of the word. And the bottom line is they have been taken advantage of. Their very manhood in the pits of their soul has been robbed from them. And this is no different than a mother taking a child and amputating his testicles because she feels that he should not perform sexual activity at any given time in his life. So my point to all of this is think about what you do before you give your life over to someone else who you think may or may not know better. Because the military is exactly the kind of mistake that a lot of young men make. They go into the military and they don't realize they're signing their lives away. So, don't sign your fucking life away. Keep in mind, you can have confidence, and the person that has the best decision is you. Even though you may not make the best decisions, even though you may not pick the best choices, you are capable of picking those choices. So just pick them. And then consider yourself to be equal, on the same level with all the assholes that put you down day after motherfucking day.